welcome back to another Supernatural review. And this is season 2, episode 21, All Hell Breaks Loose, part 1. If you're new here, I'm doing like a recap and review of every single episode of Supernatural, so let's get into it. So this is the penultimate episode of the season, and the last 2 episodes are very serialized, and obviously like this is part 1, this is part 2. Thinking about it, like, did it technically need to be called part 1, part 2? Could have they just had 2 separate names? I feel like you could have gone either way with it, but I think, there's still, it's second season, obviously in first season they didn't do it, and maybe they just wanted to try it out, and season 1 into season, or this first episode, this second episode really goes into each other, so, might as well. Right away, we start with a bang, like when, you start Supernatural episodes where they're like, a lot of Supernatural episodes start with a death, but when it's a Supernatural episode that starts like right away with like, it's like crazy. Like if they're in the middle of the hunt at the beginning, like that's when it's crazy. And I mean, they're not on a hunt, but it's something where like Sam gets kidnapped within like the first 2 minutes of the episode, which is so crazy and it's so traumatizing. And like, Dean is kind of like, I have no idea what happened to him. Like, I don't know what he said. I don't know whatever. So he enlists the help of Bobby. And then, like, they get this cryptic call from Ash, and then, like, the tavern gets built. Is it a tavern? Or is it just a bar? Or the roadside, whatever it's called. It gets burned down, which is so crazy. And I'm kind of like, why did they want to do that? Like, I don't know, maybe they just wanted to kill off Ash because, he died. Like, they could just, could have let him live. But I think they wanted to kill him off because maybe they just didn't see anything going forward with this character. And so then they also wanted the fire just because it's like, I don't know, maybe just to like add to the suspense, I guess, of the episode with it being burned down. And maybe they also didn't like, they're trying new things. So in season 2, they had it where like, this is the place they could go to. Maybe they just didn't like that. Maybe someone up above, the writers was like, we don't like this, burn it down. Burn it down in the finale-ish of episodes, for effect. But anyway, so Sam gets to this place and we see some familiar faces of people that are like him that we've seen, over the season. And then you have some new people as well because it can't just all be them. And they're in this place, but they can't leave because when the girl tried to leave, she died, but it turned out it was this other girl because in the end, which, this whole thing about the demon is like, I don't want soldiers for my war. I want just one soldier. And then it's not really revealed this episode what exactly that one soldier is doing. It's kind of revealed the next episode. I mean, in the end, like, it doesn't make sense, but I feel like they wanted something, and so they had it be where it had to be one soldier, I guess, so anyway, this made me feel like Hunger Games, and I actually was like looking it up, and like this was, spring 2007, and the Hunger Games book was originally released September 2008. Did Suzanne Collins steal the Hunger Games idea from Supernatural? I don't know. But it's looking a little like because in the end, like, they had to kill each other. And so it's kind of crazy that like the female character has been there this entire time and like just killing people, and kind of really crazy actually. And it's kind of like there had to be like food or something there. Like, how would they survive without food? But it's kind of crazy too that like that guy was able to send a message to Dean, and so then they were able to figure out where they are. But yeah, the demon reveals kind of like, the one soldier thing. He comes to them all in a dream. So then it's kind of like, this episode's actually really good, but it's kind of like, it's kind of like dense. Like one person dies, but then Ash dies, but they're still like, in the last 10 minutes, like they're all still alive, and then it kind of all happens within the last 10 minutes. It's just like death. There's this big fight scene that I'm Sam, and it's crazy because this guy is like Superman powers, but yet he kind of like beats him. But in the end, like he doesn't kill him, he lets him go because he's saying like, we don't have to fight each other, like we really could go on. But then he sees Dean, and then he's like that broken arm, right? And you hear, Dean, Sam, watch out, or like whatever the word is. And so then the guy stabs Sam in the back, and then it's like Sam is dying. And so clearly like the writers wanted Sam to die for a reason, but you're like, there's a whole other episode left, because sometimes in shows they have like a character die at the end of the season, so you're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen in the next season? But you know, they have him die at the end of the episode before the finale, which is like such a big thing. And so the writers obviously did it purposely. They knew what they wanted to do, which, you know, we're gonna talk more in the next video about like why they killed Sam and like how that gonna like, you know, because they obviously are like, we didn't defeat the demon in season 1, so we have to have the demon be defeated in season 2, which we're gonna see in the next episode, obviously. But they were like, what can we do in season 3? Like, what stakes can we do? And so that's why they were like, we have to have Sam die. So then Dean does this thing that, like, you know, is then the overarching plot of the 3rd season, because that's the kind of this thing in these shows. You know, we used to have it be TV used to be so episodic, and then kind of like in the mid 2000s is kind of when you get these episodic shows start having serialized tendencies. And so with that, they have like an overarching, you know, plot of the season that like makes it those elements serialized, and so you have particular episodes that are serialized and moments of serialized, so they need something that's overarching, and they can't just be totally episodic. Like, that's the thing about Supernatural, it can't ever be totally episodic. They needed to have these moments of serialization, even though like they are episodic to a core, it was still needed. So I think it was something probably like halfway through season 2, they were like, what are we gonna do in season 3? And so that's why they really had to have Sam die, and it made sense that Sam would die just because of like what he's dealing with. Like, he's in this whole thing, and it just kind of makes more sense that like Dean would look after his little brother as well, of like what he does. But you know, we're gonna talk a little bit about it more in the next video. But yeah, an overall really good episode. I mean, if you think Monster of the Week, it's kind of like a demon, I guess. Like, it's so serialized, so we can't think about it in the same way. But I think it like really leads up to the finale, and they did this episode really good job. And the title, like, I still don't know if people know yet exactly what it is, but anyway. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and comment your thoughts, and you know, watch the season 2 finale, and you know, we're gonna do the video for that. So thank you guys for watching, like, comment, subscribe, and bye.